I don't think we played in with enough swagger, and I put that on me because I'm like, I take that personally as far as playing with energy, playing with juice. So I need to be better with that.
All right, Giants Nation. So I really want to reflect on the Saints game. I know a lot of you guys have moved on because you realize that our playoff hopes are now done because we finally played a good team and DeVito lost because he's really not that good, guys. I know y'all like to say he's better than Daniel Jones, but I don't see it. You could say that you feel like he takes more chances, which makes sense. He has a lot to lose. He could be working at that pizza shop next year or the year after. So DeVito has a lot to play for. Daniel Jones is already paid. He might be overthinking some of his throws because there were definitely some throws that he could have made. But I want to reflect on this Saints game, and I don't like the fact that you guys are blaming the line. Now you guys want to blame the line. So when we were winning, you guys were saying, oh, this line is the same line Daniel Jones had, which is a lie. I don't like when Giants fans lie. Be honest. You cannot tell me that Joshua Zudo and Evan Neal, two of the worst tackles on the team, are just as good as Andrew Thomas and Phillips. No. If he had those two tackles out there blocking for him, DeVito would not be playing the rest of the season. He'd be crippled. Those guys suck. Andrew Thomas is a top left tackle. Phillips is just as good as Neal, if not better. Neal is trash. You cannot convince me that Neal is a good right tackle. Never in your life. Don't even try it.
Never, never, never.
So I want to know how we score 6 points versus the Saints, which you could say the Saints might be almost as good as the 49ers. Maybe they're playing better than the 49ers defense right now, but the 49ers defense is rated higher. So we had better tackles versus the Saints, but only scored 6 points with the quote-unquote better QB in Tommy DeVito. So I'm confused by that. How did the line go from being really good in the last 3 weeks to all of a sudden trash and always been bad now? Now y'all want to say the line was bad, but 3 weeks ago to up to last week before the Saints game, the line was good and Daniel Jones was the problem. And then when you think about it, Daniel Jones went into the 49ers game with no Saquon Barkley, Joshua Zudo, and Evan Neal at tackle, and they actually had a decent game. They did screw up that one time when they forgot to block Bosa, but for the most part, they scored 12 points. So we scored 12 points on the 49ers, and then we scored 6 points versus the Saints, and DeVito's supposed to be a good quarterback? Yeah, and then he says, oh, I was missing the swagger. I don't think the swagger activates against good teams, guys, and I don't think y'all are realizing that. I know somebody was saying that this is the playoffs all over again, where Daniel Jones had his little run and everybody fell for it, and was, oh, Daniel Jones is a great quarterback as he beat the Minnesota team, which couldn't play defense, which is the truth. You know, he sliced and diced them up because they suck on defense. And you're doing the same thing with DeVito. DeVito's not a good quarterback, guys. He's a backup quarterback. And now when he starts to play good teams, you're starting to realize that he's a backup quarterback if you have common sense. If you don't have common sense, you start to find other reasons as to why he didn't perform well. Well, the line isn't that good, and, you know, even though we got Andrew Thomas and J.M.S., you know, they're not playing that good. No, that motherfucker also is the reason why we're losing too. He's taking sacks that he shouldn't take. Why does it only apply for the quarterback that we pay? Because we don't pay the quarterback $40 million, he can't be trash too? That's crazy, but that was my take on the Saints game. I know a lot of people probably already covered it, but yeah, it's crazy how he scored 6 versus the Saints and 12 versus the better team in the 49ers. So with all that said, we need to stop lying about the current state of the offensive line. We know it's bad, but it's been worse against the hardest competition because Tommy DeVito has played the soft part of the schedule up until now. Now it's starting to get hard again.